Okay, I think it's working. What is up, everybody? I see people starting to tune in, and welcome to the finals of the Pro Mod Winter Championship. This is the day we've been waiting for about 3 months of racing, and it should be a really good night. Quick shout out when we're first getting started here. So due to some unforeseen circumstances, we are having the race at Atco Dragway. We were originally going to have it over at Salinas Raceway. It has changed. We are having it at Atco because there was an issue with the timing system that could have affected the outcome of the race. So KOD made the decision to move it over to Atco Dragway. I am joined up in the booth tonight by Captain Corrupted, who is currently not in the booth. He's finishing some stuff down trackside, and then once he gets back up in the booth, let him introduce himself real quick. But he's going to be the announcer. Unfortunately, True could not make it up here in the booth tonight. So we have, give me 1 second, trying to get everything pulled up.
I have returned.
Okay, we are live, Corrupted, so everything you say is going to be on the airwaves.
Okay, got it.
So here's our schedule for tonight. So stream started a few minutes ago. Was finishing up some last minute things. 6:50, we're going to start live coverage from the track, and we're going to do some track prep. At 6:55, we're going to do the national anthems. Now, we're going to have 3 national anthems. We're going to do Australia because we have quite a few Australian racers that have been showing up to these events. We are going to do the Puerto Rican national anthem, and then we are going to do the American United States national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, at 7 o'clock. Following that, we're going to start eliminations. There will be track prep every round, halfway through round 1 and in every round following, except for, I believe, either the semifinals and the finals or just the finals. We'll make that decision later on. Following the final round, we will have a winner's circle where we're going to try to get the winners of tonight's finals and the winner of the championship series into the booth. Following the winner's circle, that surprise I was talking about last month will happen, which is a fantastic fireworks display put on by Captain Corrupted. So he spent, the last time we did a fireworks display, he spent about 24 hours crunching it to get that display from the Superstar Showdown from last year done. I actually gave him about, what did I give you, like 3 months this time?
Yeah, I'd say probably about that.
So
It didn't take 3 months to do it.
yeah, I gave him a much better time frame, and he was able to come up with the incredible display you guys are going to see later. So we're going to start some track prep here a little early. Corrupted's also going to help me do track prep. So we'll get it a little bit more efficiently done tonight. But anyone watching right now, please let me know, is the audio quality good? Is the video good? I haven't streamed in a month, so hopefully everything sounds good. So, like I said, All right, let's roll. You guys are going to still hear us. We have our headsets on in the tractor, so let's roll. If you want to go down the right lane. So once we pull the tractors back in here after about a minute or two, we'll go over our information on how qualifying went last night, because unfortunately I could not make it to cover qualifying last night. I had some internet troubles. So that was kind of unfortunate. Just make sure you take a wide turn, Corrupted, because these tractors do not like turning. When you turn, I'm gonna pull in behind you. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to move out of the way. So, like I said, if you're just tuning in, we were supposed to originally have the race at Salinas Dragway, or Motorsports Park. Instead of that, we are having it at Atco Dragway. The historic Atco Dragway, because we had some issues with the timing system. KOD could not sort those timing system issues out and felt it was better that we do it with this drag strip so that we don't have those issues that could affect the run or the runs and the passes, because there is going to be a lot of competition here tonight. It is the finals. It will crown a winner. And there is a lot of money on the line tonight. So we just want to make sure that we have the fairest possible scenario tonight for race number 3, aka the finals. Go back out for a few more passes. I got to do a behind the scenes thing real quick. And then when you're done, I'll just have you pull next to me. Probably like 3 or 4 more passes. Up and down. So we're getting our pairs in the lanes, and because of that, let me get some qualifying information pulled up. So yesterday we had qualifying. Here are the numbers for the field. A 3.561 for Hell's Bells, Antics with a 3.56 with a 2, and Colin with a 3.56 with a 2. Difference there was Antics was about 16 hundredths better on the mile per hour. But those are your top 3 in your full qualifying sheet. And then now we're going to look at our standings going into the race. So Lamar in first, Lonzo in second, Chagos in third, Lefty, Denitri, Landon, Colin, X, Nemo, and Dews. Sonic and Scrap should be your top 10. And then we're going to look at the bracket going into round number 1 here at the finals of the Bounty Drag Racing Winter Championship. So if the audio is good, guys, on the Twitch, please let me know. If you know anyone who wants to watch it, it is not being restreamed to Facebook today, so you're going to have to send them over to the Twitch. KOD is hosting the event and doing, he is the race official and he's also hosting, so he's got his hands full and cannot restream. So Twitch is the only place you're going to get to watch it tonight. But yeah, brackets for round one. We're going to do, I believe, the left side first. Let me double check that I'm not saying the wrong thing. Yeah, so we are doing the right side first. So Antics, Jetter, CJG, and Makia Bellico, Scrap, Provega, Trip, Lonzo, Colin, Zaps, Chazzy and Bluxer, Big Goopa and Bad Fox, and Duke Nation and Azagro. Okay, and with that, we're going to move to celebrate 3 countries that show out for these races. So they're America, Puerto Rico, and Australia with the playing of their national anthems. And then we're going to roll here into round number 1 of eliminations at the Bounty Drag Racing Pro Winter Championship Finals. All right, you can go ahead and bring it back in. Just park next to me. First up, we are going to do just make sure you turn your engine off. Perfect. First up, we're going to celebrate Australia with the playing of their national anthem. Okay, and next up, we're going to celebrate Puerto Rico with the playing of their national anthem. And now, the celebration of the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. And with that, we're going to roll round number 1 of the finals of the Bounty Pro Modified Championship. So pair number 1 is going to be Jetter in the right lane and Antics in the left. They're off, both get a green start. Antics gets the win, 3.57 with a 3, 223.28 miles per hour. Margin of victory was 56 thou. So, green start. That was better than last race. We had a red light the first round. So up next is Chazzy in the left and Bluxer in the right lane. So once again, guys, after racing finishes this evening, please do not leave. We're going to have the winner's circle immediately following the last pair. And we will also be having a fireworks display that Captain Corrupted, my co-announcer up here, spent a lot of time invested in. So please stick around for that. Bluxer waiting. Chazzy rolls into the pre-stage beam. Up, red light for Bluxer. 16th out, red light. Chazzy runs a 3.56 with a 6. And unfortunately, Bluxer, 16th out, red light. That he would have moved on to round number 2, but jumps the gun just a little bit. Up next, we got CGJ. CGJ running a by, 3.58 with a 1, 218.24, 901 to the 60 foot. I always butcher this name, Azagro in the right lane. And Duke Nation in the left. Green start. 3.55 even. 218.14 beats a 3.57 with a 4, 223.71. So race number 2 and race number 4, pair 2 and 4 will rerun to the back of the lanes. After this pair, can you take over for a minute, Corrupted?
I can attempt to.
So, this is Corrupted's first race announcing, so take it easy on him, guys. Green start, Provega ahead, and he's going to run a 3.57 with a 4, 223.64. Beats a 3.59 with a 4, 218.19. The mic is yours.
We got Trip in the right lane, and we got Alonso in the left. winning with a 3.564 at 223. The margin of victory of a 0.103. Next up, we got Bad Fox. Bad Fox is off. Time of 0.582 with the top speed of 214.190. Next up, we got Colin. We have Colin off. With a time of 3.562 with a top speed of 223.150. Next up is Duke versus Azarov. Can't tell his names. Osgro. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. They're off. We got Osgro winning with a 3.574 with a 223 top speed and a margin victory of a 0.014.
And that was a hole shot, so really, really good pass there. First hole shot of the night. You want to tell them what a hole shot is, Corrupted?
Yeah, I might let you do that.
Oh, okay. Well, it basically means their reaction time was so quick compared to their competitor that they ran a slower elapsed time. So what happens is when you stage your car and you leave the starting line, once the rear of your front wheel leaves the beam and it's able to reconnect, that's when your elapsed time starts. It's the time it takes that beam to connect again to the sensor. So when your tire leaves the beam to the time where you hit the finish line is your elapsed time. Chazzy red lights by 11th thou, and Bluxter's going to get the win. And when you hit the finish line, obviously the timer stops, and that's your elapsed time. When you leave, when you have an elapsed time that's slower than your competitor, but you left the line earlier because your reaction time was better, that is a hole shot. So first hole shot of the night. I was expecting some more, so hopefully we see a bunch of them, because that means one thing. That means that we're having some really tight competition, and guys are leaving off the tree really quick. So that's what's nice about drag racing. Even if your car runs the the eighth mile in this case, slower, you can still win because you left the line early. earlier than your opponent. So hopefully I explained that well. If I didn't, I'm sure I'll hear it on the chat on Twitch. Let me know, guys, if the music that's playing in the background is a little too loud. And we will start track prepping for the second half of round number 1. So, Corrupted, if you want to run the tractor out real quick, we're going to just lay some fresh rubber down, do a little bit of touch-up on the racetrack, and then we'll be back for the second half here in just a few minutes. So we're going to be running the left side now, which is going to be Hell's Bells, your number 1 qualifier, running the number 32 qualifier, Not Famous. Connor, number 16, is going to run number 17, Lit Up. Chago, number 9, is going to run number 24, Sonics. Landon at number 8 is going to run number 25, Mighty Joe. Chef is going to run Race Glides, that's the number 4, running the number 29. Lefty, number 13, is racing AO Kev, number 20. Corbin, number 12, is racing Lamar in the number 21 spot. X, number 5, is racing Narzard in the 28th position. So one of the great things about Bounty Drag Racing is the awesome sponsors, which are able to, one of the reasons why we're able to put these awesome events on for you guys. So Bounty Drag Racing, and specifically the Pro Mod Winter Championship, is sponsored by MTKB Racing, True North Residential Construction, Straight Line Media, Atlas Race Parts, Reese Brothers Race Cars, Sunset Performance Engines, Practice Tree Drag Tuner, Chase It Racing Apparel and Chase It Racing Team, JD Tuning Motorsports, and KSH Snake Catchers. Thank you, Kansas City, for the explanation. Your explanation was way simpler than mine. I kind of dragged that on, so thank you for saying that. So, just waiting on the okay. Not sure why there is an Altered currently pulling up into the left lane. Corrupted, watch out, because there might be somebody coming down. Actually, we're good. He was escorted off property by security, so we are good. We're just waiting on the okay from KOD when to pull the tractor off. So we will resume. I will be back on the mic once the tractor pulls off the track, and we are ready for the next group of cars. All right, pull off the tractor. So first pair in the second half of our round number 1 bracket is up. We got Lefty in the left lane. And we got AO Kev in the right lane. So while they pull up, actually I'll do it next pair. AO Kev and Lefty are ready. They're getting ready to bump in. And we're having some timing system issues, so they're gonna have to back out. Next up is going to be Mighty Joe and Landon. So quick shout out to KOD for hosting the race as well as being our race official. Shout out to Corrupted for helping me with the behind the scenes stuff and announcing as well as running a tractor. So we can get this racing surface prepped perfectly for this event. And they're about to roll in. Red light for Landon. We'll see if it sticks. And Landon red lights by 8 thou. 3.570 was his time. Mighty Joe's moving on with a 3.57 with a 9. 223 miles per hour. Landon was able to pull that off. That would have been a fantastic reaction time. But unfortunately, you'll have that. Up next is going to be Lit Up. In the right lane, and Connor in the left lane. Connor, I believe, is one of our Australian racers I was talking about earlier, coming all the way here from Australia to run in tonight's race. So that's really cool. That's what is so great about Bounty Drag Racing, having people from all over the world being able to compete, being able to show up to these events and race in situations where otherwise they probably wouldn't be able to race. So that's really cool. A lot of these guys are real racers. They just probably don't want to go like thousands of miles or whatever it is to go across the pond, as you would say. Connor 3.57 with a 3, 223.25. Beats a 3.57 with a 7, 218.9. Both had really good reaction times, 60-foot times, my bad. So, looks like we're getting a competition single here. Chago with the competition by, and 3.55 with a 9. We may need to rerun that. Competition by Sticks. It is not a rerun. So Chago can go Parker in the trailer or Parker in the pits until round number 2. Not Famous in the right lane and Hell's Bells in the left. Really curious to see what Hell's Bells is going to do. Love the look of that car. Green start. Looks like it's Hell's Bells, and it is. 3.58, even 217, actually. Yeah, I thought I had a brain fart for a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in on the Twitch. I appreciate the support, guys. If you're watching and you're not a follower, go ahead and give me a quick follow. You'll get notified anytime I go live with these streams. So Chef doing a buy, 3.56 with a 5, 218.17. 898 to the 60 foot. That was a spicy tune. X in the left lane, Narzard in the right. X bumping in, Narzard bumping in. We got a green start. It's a close one, and it's going to be X. 3.56 with a 4, 217 beats a 2. Or beats a 3.56 with a 6, 223. X with the better reaction time and ET. Lamar up next. I am not sure what happened there. Lamar red lights and absolutely demolishes his motor. Red lights by 0.05, by a half a second. 0.5. And blows he either blew the motor up, or something happened, because immediately smoked it. Lefty in the left lane, AO Kev in the right. This should be one of our reruns from earlier. Green start. Lefty drifting towards the middle of the lane, or to the center line. Still gets it. 3.57 with a 3, 223.37. Beats a 3.59 with a 3, 221.1. Lefty better all around. He was really drifting towards that center line. That would not have been a good thing. So basically what happens is if you the center line is about one of the worst infractions you can have, hitting the wall or the center line. The center line, if your opponent red lights and you hit the center line before the finish line, they actually win. That's how important it is to stay off the center line. So that should do it for round number 1. We're going to quickly send the tractor out, get some prep done for round number 2. So I will be back here momentarily when we begin round number 2. So we're just waiting on the brackets and pairs to be set. I will get that information to you guys as soon as I can. If the music in the break periods when we're prepping the track is too loud, just yell at me in the Twitch chat. What's up?
Still getting thirsty, but I shall return.
So Corrupted's running over to the concession stand, and I just got the bracket. So we got Hell's Bells and Connor, Chago and Mighty Joe, Chef and Lefty, Lamar and X, Antics and CGJ, Pro Vega, and Lonzo, Colin and Bluxer, Bad Fox, and Ozagro. We're just getting the finishing touches up here. Getting everyone paired up and ready to rock and roll. And then we will be rolling cars momentarily. Thank you for everyone who is tuning in on the Twitch. Corrupted had to run down to the concession stand because he got a little thirsty. So just a reminder, after racing, do not tune out of this because we will have the winner's circle, as this is the finals of the Winter Pro Mod Championship. And we're also going to have a fireworks display that is incredible. So, Corrupted is like, how many positions do you have in this at this racetrack? Like 4. You have you're running the tractor for us. You're the pyro technician, and you're an announcer.
Somewhat of an announcer.
Well, backup announcer, but yeah. So
if need be, I'm here.
And I will be honest, I gave Corrupted, what was it, an hour and a half notice that we were actually doing the original fireworks display that he had planned out. So this dude got to the track at about 5:30 and set up the display. And we started broadcasting at 6:40, so thank you for doing that.
All right, no problem. I'm down every year to do it. Every time.
I mean, it is every year technically, because I think you've done this is now the third display, third year. So our first pair, round number 2, coming up. Green start. Chef gets the win, 3.5. Actually, we'll have to see. Rerun. That went under the cutoff, so there is going to be a rerun. They're going to pull back into the staging lanes, and we are going to do it again. But next up is going to be Mighty Joe, who almost loses it in the burnout. He almost entered the starting line area, the starter area, with the rear of his car, and Chago in the right lane. So Mighty Joe bumping in, Chago bumps into the staging beam, Mighty Joe following, and we got a green start. Chago gets a whole shot win by running a 14 thou on the tree, and that margin of victory was 12 thousandths of a second. That is absolutely absurd. So cut up a second into 1,000 little pieces. 12 of those little pieces was the margin of victory at the finish line. Wow. X in the right lane, Lamar in the left. So we did have some weather changing in between rounds. We don't have that information. This track is not equipped currently with a weather station. So I'm not too sure on what conditions. All I know is they have. This is going to be a close one. Lamar pulls ahead 3.56 with a 9, beats a 3.58 with a 2. Holy macaroni. 7 thou on the tree. I have a feeling that holy macaroni is going to get clipped and come back to haunt me later, corrupted.
The what?
I just said holy macaroni on a broadcast. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Hell's Bells does a little burnout. Connor comes out and smokes the crap out of the tires. We're going to see if that short burnout's going to hurt Hell's Bells. If he put enough heat in the tires, we're going to find out. We got a little bit of a burn down going on here. Who's going to stage first? And it's going to be Hell's Bells. Must have hurt. Connor a little late on the tree, and that might come back to bite him. Oh, yep, 3.56 even now. That is the cutoff, so we got to see. I think he's okay, but yeah, way late reaction time in the left lane. I mean, not way late, but it was noticeable. When your opponent runs a sub 40 thou, it's noticeable. Azagro in the left lane. Bad Fox in the right lane. This is going to be a very interesting pair. I really like the look of that car in the right lane. What car would you pick between the two, left or right lane?
I'd have to probably say the orange.
Me too. Bad Fox gets a whole shot. Wow. 3.582 beats a 3.56 with a 9 off of a massive hole shot. I mean, left lane 149, right lane 69 on the tree. That's pretty crazy. Bluxer in the right lane, Colin in the left. Bluxer with a blower car. One of the few blower cars on property right now. Got that massive 3-bladed injector hat. And it's a close one. Left lane pulling ahead, and it is going to be all Colin. 3.56 with a 5 beats a 3.57 with a 1. 222.8. Margin of victory was only 24 thou, so it got a little close there at the finish stripe. But Colin pulled ahead. CJG and Antics. They get a green start. 3.56 with a 9, 223 or 222.98. Better all around. Oh my goodness, I just noticed the reaction time. 2 thou on the tree. That was fantastic. I did not notice that until I looked back up at the scoreboard. I was looking out the window at the scoreboard, and then I happened to glance down at the computer and saw the reaction time and went, whoo! Lefty in the right lane this time. That's weird. Lefty in the right lane and Chef in the left lane. Both get a green start. It is close, and it is going to be Lefty with a hole shot. Runs a 2 thou reaction time. Gets a hole shot by 8,000th of a second. That race was just won on the tree. Lonzo in the right lane, Provega on the left. And we just got some news from race control I'll share with you guys after this pair. Excuse me. Some news I gotta share. They get a green start. It's pretty close. And Lonzo, 3.57 with a 7, beats a 3.57 with an 8. Margin of victory was 4 thousandths of a second. He literally beat him by about a foot at the finish line. That is wild. That news I was talking about was from our race official KOD. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 in the points standings for the Pro Mod Winter Championship are still in the event. So they can still win the $1,000 first place prize. The winner of the series is going to win $1,000 of that $1,500 pool. Lamar and Lonzo are tied for first place. Chago is a close third. And number 4, which it was Lefty, just made it into our quarterfinals. So I believe that does it for this round. And we're going to go ahead and roll out the tractors. And I will be back on the mic as soon as I get the bracket for the next round. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I will be right back on the mic here in a few minutes. Bring the tractor in after this pass.
Yep, that's what I was planning on.
So I just got that information for the bracket. I will get that added momentarily. So we have our quarterfinals. So for our quarterfinals, we have Hells Bells and Chago. Hells Bells with the lane choice. Lefty and Lamar with the lane choice. Antics and Lonzo. Antics with the lane choice. And Colin and Bad Fox. Colin with the lane choice. And our top 4 competitors in the point standings are still in this race. So, Corrupted bringing the tractor back in, and we should be ready to roll round number 3, aka the quarterfinals. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on the switching the tracks. I mentioned it at the beginning, but if you're just now tuning in, we had an issue with the timing system on the original track from this race, which would have been Salinas Raceway. So rather than put the integrity of the race in jeopardy by putting us on a timing system that needs some tweaks worked out, KOD made the decision to run it at ATCO because this timing system here is much better. So that's the reason. It's not. It wasn't done to surprise anyone. It wasn't done on purpose. It was literally the timing system at the original track had some issues, and if we would have ran there would have been an unfair issue for sure. And there is a lot of money on the line tonight, so we just want to make sure we give everyone the best possible chance at winning that $1,000 for the winner. Somebody in this lobby right now, somebody at this track right now is going to be $1,000 richer, most likely because our top 4 people in the standings, our top 4 racers right now are on property and in the staging lanes. So green start for Hells Bells and Chago, and it's going to be Chago with a whole shot win. 26 thou on the tree beats a 50 thou on the tree, and margin of victory at the stripe was 8 thousandths of a second. Wow. Anyone listening on Twitch, can you let me know, is the mix of my voice, of the other announcers, of the music, is it all good? Is there something too loud? Is there something too quiet? I hear all the audio, but I don't hear the final mix before it goes out. So I hear a rough mix in my headset. I just don't hear the actual full mix when it gets sent out. Up next is Lefty in the right lane and Lamar in the left lane. Lefty is the number 4 point standings. There's a green start. It's going to be Lamar, 3.57 with a 6, beats a 3.58 with a 1. Lefty with the faster mile per hour at 221.9. Margin of victory on that was 18 thou. So we've had a lot of good close runs tonight. Last 2 pairs have been really good. So one of those 2 guys are going to be in the semi. Are going to Bad Fox in the right lane, calling it in the left. Another brain fart. Sorry, guys. Bad Fox pulling up to the line, purging some nitrous. Colin waiting there patiently. Bad Fox way behind, and he's going to run a 3.633. Colin wins with a 3.57 with a 9. Margin of victory on that was 63 thousandths of a second. So we should be getting our final pair in the quarterfinals here at the final race of the 2026 Pro Mod Winter Championship Series. Antics does a burnout. Lonzo getting ready to. Just skirts the tires a little bit, and we'll see if he built enough heat in those tires. Really like that coupe look on the left lane with Antics. That old style. They get a green start. Lonzo with the whole shot. 0.2 at the stripe. And Lonzo just won a race off of a hole shot with a 0.2 margin of victory. That's about as close as I think that's the closest pass we've seen all night. Do you remember anything closer than that, Corrupted?
What was that one?
The finish stripe, meaning when they crossed the finish line, was 2 thousandths of a second difference between the 2 cars.
I don't remember anything any quicker. But should that be the quickest one of the night?
So that'll do it for the semifinals. The quarterfinals, I'm sorry. And we got some news from Race Control. First place is $1,000. Second place gets $150, and the individual winner of the event gets $100. So even if you're not high in the standings, if you get the win tonight, you get $100 in your pocket. If you get second place in the standings, you get $150, and if you win 2, you get $100. So that would be winner of the event gets $100. Second place gets $150 for the series, and first place gets $1,000. So the most you could win tonight is $1,100 if you win the event and the championship. $250 if you runner up and you win the event, and if you just win the event, you get $100. So even if you're not high in the standings, you'd still get a chance. Just waiting on news from Race Control if they want some track prep. Okay, we are not going to put the tractors out. We are going to run the semifinals and the finals with no additional track prep. So I got that information right now. Semifinals, we have Chago and Lamar. Lamar with the lane choice. Alonso and Colin. Colin with the lane choice. First pair is already in the waterbacks, Lamar and Chago. They want to get this over with, I guess. So remember, guys, after racing is complete tonight, here in a little bit, stick around because we're going to have a winner's circle, and we're also going to have a fireworks display following the winner's circle. So stick around. There's still a lot to go over. Green start. And Lamar gets a whole shot. 1/1000th at the stripe. 1/1000th of a second at the stripe. 6th on the tree. Wow. So Lamar is going on to the finals off of a 1/1000th of a second victory at the stripe. And now we got Lonzo and Colin. So pair number 2 here in the semifinals. And this is going to determine who Lamar has to run here in about 10 minutes. Alonso bumping in. Oh, Lonzo didn't stage. Colin's going to run a 3.57 with a 1. And we got to see what went on there. Lonzo was not able to stage under his own power, and it timed the tree out. So I think that's going to stand as a timeout. You have 7 seconds from the point where one racer, once you pre-stage, it locks if it's bracket racing, it locks your dial in. If it's, heads up, once you bump in, the race is locked in. Once your opponent or you fully stages, the other person has a 7-second timeout rule, meaning that they have 7 seconds to pull forward into the staging beams, or the tree automatically activates. You get a red light, you get disqualified. We have to see if KOD is going to hold that timeout rule, or if we're going to get a rerun. He's going to review the footage, see what happened there, and we're going to get our determination because I don't know if there was some issues with the timing system or the car broke down. But there's all kinds of factors that can go into this. It's just the official rule. And this is a rule that's pretty much universal across most sanctioning bodies, even at the big dogs. But in the Bounty Drag Racing League, For us, you have 7 seconds from the point that your opponent stages for you to stage under your own power. And you cannot push the vehicle in. It has to be under your own power. So we'll have to see what the determination is. We're going to get a rerun. Stage bulb. After review, the car was in the beam, but the bulb never came on. Now, that's the official ruling from our race official. If you don't agree with it, I'm sorry. I can only go off the information that I'm given from race control. So we are going to do a best 2 out of 3 format for these reruns. Colin currently has 1 because that timeout is going to stand. To be fair, what we're going to do is we're going to give Alonzo an opportunity to run 2 more times, and or we're going to do a best 2 out of 3. If Colin still gets the win, then it will go to Colin. If Lonzo gets 2, then it'll obviously go to Lonzo. So that's the fairest thing that can be done. Now Colin's gonna red light. So Lonzo's going to get 1. So that means the next pass will determine who goes on to the finals here at the final race of the 2026 Winter Pro Modified Championship. So now we got a 1-1. So the tiebreaker coming up here will determine who goes on to the final round and races Lamar. So if Lonzo wins the final, determines the $1,000. If Lonzo loses this upcoming pass, Lamar will be the championship winner by default and has the opportunity to race for an additional $100. So winner gets $1,000, runner-up gets $150. Whoever wins the event gets $100. So we have 2 scenarios coming up here. Lonzo loses, Lamar gets the $1,000. Lonzo wins. Whoever wins the final gets $1,000. So a lot on the line this pass. And we are going to roll quite possibly the most important singular pass down a drag strip that Lonzo will have ever done in the Bounty Drag Racing League. They get a green start, they're off, and Colin wins. So that means that Colin is going on to the finals to run Lamar, and Lamar is the championship winner. So Lamar is celebrating in the pit area because he just won the 2026 Bounty Drag Racing Winter Championship. Some good sportsmanship from Lonzo for being fair with that timeout and letting him run the best 2 out of 3. And now what we have to determine is Lamar going to win $1,100? Because he's still in the finals for this event. So he can still win an additional $100. And just like last round, we are not doing any track prep. We are going to run on last round's track prep and see what these guys can do. Just waiting for them to roll out. They are getting their tunes finalized in the lanes, and we're going to see, is Lamar going to get an extra $100, or is he just going to get the $1,000 first place prize? So who will it be for the final pair here at tonight's running of the Pro Modified Winter Championship? They're off, it's green. It's close. Colin gets a whole shot win. Runs a 3.57 with a 7. They run identical ETs. Colin gets the win by that 20 thou reaction time, and the margin of victory on that was 20 thou. That means that Lamar has officially, well, he officially run it a few minutes ago, but Lamar is the winner of the 2026 Bounty Drag Racing Pro Modified Championship, and Colin just won $100. And I want to point this out that this is not in-game money. This is actual United States dollars. So they literally won $1,000 and $100 respectively. So we're going to head on up to the head of staging to the winner's circle here at Atco Dragway. And I'm going to try to get Lamar into the booth. Once we do the winner's circle photo. So here is your event winner and your championship winner. And like I said, please do not tune out after this. We are going to have a pretty incredible fireworks display following the winner's circle. I am working on trying to get the winner in here. So give me 1 second, please.
Yo.
What's up, Lamar?
Oh, what's up?
So you just won the Bounty Drag Racing Winter Pro Modified Championship. How are you feeling right now? Does it feel real?
Not at all. You know, I didn't qualify any good in any of these races. I know I had to be on the light going into these races. That's what I did, and it got me to the finals. You know, feels good though to win.
All right. Coming into tonight, were you nervous? I mean, you were up there in points, but were you nervous that you were going to be able to make it all the way and finally, lock in the championship?
Oh, I was a little nervous. Yes. Again, qualified shitty. My bad. I don't know what you're cutting out, but then qualified good. I thought I was going to go out first round. I had a buy, comp buy. It didn't really work in my favor. Car blew up. Went back, fixed it, and it was just history after that.
Gotcha. I'm just curious, what exactly do you know what happened to the car? Because from my perspective in the booth, it seemed like it took off like a rocket ship a little early and then just completely exploded.
I think transmission got a little cooked, maybe on it a little too long.
All right, because it was wicked from the booth. It looked like, I mean, all we saw was smoke up here. So I was more concerned that you were okay with the amount of smoke. So, you got anyone you want to thank?
Shout out to the crew. They knew what it is. Our team, KBR, everybody that's in the race, everybody did good. Yeah, and the host, your host, Kelty. Appreciate you putting on the event.
Yeah, well, thank you for running in it, and enjoy that $1,000.
Sure.
I'm going to try to get Colin up here. Let me see if I can do that.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you, sir. That was Lamar, the winner of the 2026 Bounty Drag Racing Pro Modified Championship. So I'm going to try to get our winner of tonight's race in here. And we'll do a little interview with him before we move on to the surprise I was talking about. Well, I kind of spoiled it earlier, but... Give me a minute. I only use a singular monitor, and I got like 30 tabs open right now trying to do different things. So just waiting on the response. I will be back as soon as I get that response. Okay, I am working on getting Colin in here, guys. Sorry, I sent it to the wrong Colin in the Discord. So.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. How does it feel to win tonight's event?
It feels good. There was just thinking about if we went just a couple more rounds in one of the first two races, we might have been able to take home the whole thing, but it was definitely good to get at least one of the races.
Yeah. So what was your mentality coming into tonight? Were you nervous about making it to the finals, or were you kind of just like, hey, whatever happens, happens, or?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be a long shot if I wanted to win the whole thing. So I just kind of I qualified good, and I just came in and, I didn't want to lose because I was like late on the tree. So I just went for it. And if I went red, I went red. And I figured that I had nothing to lose at that point.
Gotcha. So obviously you race for NJR Racing, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big group. I mean, it's all, Jago, Antics, Lefty, Narzard, Fox, dudes, all of us, we all, all try to help each other out when we can, and those are my boys, so.
All right, well, cool. Well, congrats on the win. You got $100, so.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to move on to the fireworks show. Thank you for coming up into the booth. Sorry I took so long to send it to you. I actually sent it to the wrong call-in. So,
yeah, I figured that's what happened.
so, yeah. It turns out apparently I can't read when something gets posted in the official events thing. I can't actually read, apparently, so I found that out tonight. But anyway, that's going to do it, guys, for right now. Tune in, stay tuned in to the fireworks display because Corrupted put in a lot of work for this. How long did it take you?
I mean, I solely worked on it for roughly about a little over a month. Just a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, working on it.
So, yeah, lots of work. And how many elements did you say? Because this is what blew my mind. He said how many?
It was about 358, I believe.
So 358 cakes and stuff like that for fireworks. I mean, that's a lot. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we set it up correctly, and then you guys are going to get a good show, trust me. So give us a minute for that, and thank you for tuning in. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That display was put together by Corrupted, so thank you so much, and thanks for all your help today with the track prep in the booth. And thank you to KOD for hosting. So that'll do it for us here at the 2026 Pro Modified Championship presented by Bounty Drag Racing. Have a great night, guys. Congrats to Lamar for winning the championship, and congrats to Colin for winning tonight's race. See you guys.